territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good afternoon. Whether you're here for your headlines or your highlights, let's get into it. I'm Jenny Sung, and here's what we've got. Don't be alarmed when your cell phone makes a loud alarm sound today, folks. British Columbia will be doing a test today for their emergency alerts across the province. The test will happen at 1:55 today. In just about under 30 minutes now, all compatible cell phones and all radio and TV broadcasts will be affected. The emergency alert can be used for any of the following: tsunamis, floods, wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes, and amber alerts. Amidst an uncertain job market, Gen Z is turning to their passions to make a living. Reporter Quinlan Curry has more.
For many young artists in BC, social media isn't just a platform. It's the gateway into an industry where traditional paths are shrinking and competition is growing. And for creators like Vancouver singer-songwriter Elise, going viral can feel less like a breakthrough and more like a new kind of pressure.
I feel like the biggest thing is also the algorithm. Like once you hit that point of virality on TikTok, you're constantly chasing, something close to that. But also the creativity and the joy of it definitely fades away when it becomes such a routine and such a forceful post.
As Gen Z navigates unstable creative jobs, many are balancing multiple roles, waiting to see if online momentum can become a sustainable career. Quinlan Curry, BCIT News.
And the Vancouver Public Library recently released its annual 2024 statistics. Reporter Emma Bolsner has more on what VPL is seeing.
VPL's 2024 statistics show an almost 4% increase in active cardholders compared to 2023. This includes people borrowing physical and digital copies of books, as well as accessing VPL's programs and services. The Vancouver Public Library Foundation has been generating funds for VPL since 1997. Jenny Marsh, Executive Director, shares the changes she is noticing.
The way that people use library space is changing. People are staying for a much longer time. They're not coming in to pick up a physical book and leave now. They're coming in to work or study or socialize and stay for hours and hours.
There are 21 branches across Vancouver. Emma Bolsner, BCIT News.
North Shore's search and rescue crews spent another day scouring the trails on Grouse Mountain. 87-year-old Won Kil Kim from Surrey has been missing since Sunday. Family grew concerned when he never returned home. Kim is supposedly an experienced hiker, though his age is of concern, and Kim was not prepared to stay overnight at Grouse Mountain. It's not snowing up on the mountain, but would be extremely comfortable at nighttime with freezing and muddy conditions. We'll update you when we know more. Activists say that Surrey is fracturing over the unprecedented number of extortion-related shootings in the last year. Reporter Aiden Singh has the details on the social fabric of the area and how the violence is ripping it.
In 2025, Surrey Police Service recorded 80 victims and 44 individual shots fired calls, to go along with 101 extortion files. Last week's town hall shows a community reeling from violence. Resident and member of the BC Youth Parliament, Mokum Singh Malik, says the brazen and repeated attacks are taking a dramatic toll on residents.
It used to be a very safe thing that you could go and you could walk around at night in your neighborhood after you ate dinner. You would go and you would interact with your neighbors. You would go on a stroll. That isn't happening anymore. And so we're seeing a fundamental degradation of community, and that has to stop.
Malik says the SPS must do more to make the community feel safe again. Aiden Singh, BCIT News.
Prince George RCMP discovered a bomb in a Prince George home. The explosive was discovered while executing a drug-related search warrant. Many homes in the 1600 block of 8th Avenue have been evacuated since the discovery. Police say the investigation is still going on and no further details have been released. In Calgary, a fourth teen, just 16 years old, have been arrested and charged with first-degree murder of a 16-year-old boy who cannot be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The victim, Carter Spivak Villanueva, was found dead on August 1st. The three other boys accused, all 15, allegedly all knew each other. The 3 others were charged last week with first-degree murder as well. Investigators say they're not looking for any more suspects in the case. Court appearances of the other 3 suspects are set on November 26th and 28th. And an update on the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Yesterday, we were waiting for the law to pass, and it was confirmed today that the law has now passed both chambers. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi talks about providing maximum transparency.
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
And this just in this morning, the United States say Canadian ex-Olympian allegedly ordered a hit of a key witness in the case against him. U.S. Attorney said, quote, he controls one of the most prolific and violent drug trafficking organizations in this world, end quote, and also added he is the largest distributor of cocaine in Canada. They've unsealed the new indictment with new charges including new murder, witness tampering and intimidation, money laundering, and drug trafficking charges.
Ryan Wedding is a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar. He's a modern-day iteration of El Chapo Guzman. This Justice Department and this FBI will work with our Canadian counterparts and the government officials across the world to bring him to justice.
Due to this, the reward leading to Wedding's arrest and any information has increased from $10 million to $15 million. Authorities believe Wedding is still currently in Mexico in hiding and is protected by the Sinaloa cartel. And shifting over gears to Yeehaw, the 59th annual 2025 Country Music Awards are here today, taking place in Nashville, Tennessee. The girls Ella Langley, Lainey Wilson, and Megan Maroney led this year's nominations. Lainey Wilson is competing for tonight's top prize for the Entertainer of the Year title. She's up against Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, and Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen was last year's winner of the Entertainer of the Year title, and we're also going to be seeing performances by Shabuzi and Luke Combs and much more. The 59th annual CMAs will broadcast live from Nashville's Bridgestone Arena at 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, let's talk sports. Our local Vancouver Giants have a game tonight against the Lethbridge Hurricanes at the Langley Event Center, and puck drop is scheduled for 7. They've also got Legends Night this upcoming Saturday, and former Giant Vancouver's Evander Kane is going to be at the LEC making an appearance. And we've got even more Giants news for y'all. It was just announced that Richmond-born rookie defenseman Ryan Lynn of the Giants was just named second D-man in WHL history to record 50 points in a single season since Scott Niedermayer 35 years ago. Lynn hopped onto the NHL Network yesterday for a chat. He says Quinn Hughes and Drew Doughty are some D-man he looks up to, and this is what he had to say about them.
He's an unreal player. He kind of controls the game when he plays, and then Quinn is he's always dominant when he's out there. He has a puck and a stick. It feels like, forever, and he just creates so much for his team.
NHL on Instagram says, quote, smooth skating Ryan Lynn will surely have his name called early June and is projected to be in the top 10 picks in the 2026 NHL draft. Now jumping into NHL hockey, last night the Montreal Canadiens were up against the Chicago Blackhawks and fell to a 5-2 loss. The Blackhawks found the back of the net 3 times in a row in the third, Vancouverites Connor Bedard scoring 3 out of the 5 last night, earning a Hattie. Defenseman Rasmus Andersson of the Canadiens was unhappy with how the game played out.
Pretty bad game by us, honestly. First 2 periods weren't good enough, and when we play bad and we still end up with 2-2 in the third, we gotta find a way to at least get 1 point with us, and we didn't. Sloppy game, bad game from.
The Canadiens are back at it again tomorrow night, hosting the Washington Capitals. And the Toronto Maple Leafs were at home ice last night hosting the St. Louis Blues. A close game it was, and they battled it out until overtime, and William Nylander banged in a beauty of a goal during OT, scoring the game-winning goal. Assisted by John Tavares and Morgan Riley, apples to them. Leafs head coach Greg Berube spoke about the play in OT post-game.
that play there symbolizes John Tavares. 3-on-1, keeps the puck alive, you know. Morgan gets in there quickly and makes a play, and Willie does what he does.
And today we've got both the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames in the den. The Edmonton Oilers are up against the Washington Capitals in Washington territory at 4, while the Buffalo Sabres host the Flames also at 4. Lots of Canadian hockey tomorrow night. We've got our Vancouver Canucks back on home ice after their 3-game road trip, and they're facing off against the Dallas Stars. Edmonton Oilers meet the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa territory at 4:30, and finally the Ottawa Senators are up against the Anaheim Ducks at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Puck drop is at 7. And Vancouver's very own Macklin Celebrini joins hockey legends Ryan Gretzky and Sidney Crosby as the 2 lone NHL teenagers with 30 points under their belt in the first 20 games of the season. The trio are now the only ones in NHL history with this record. Celebrini banked one in the net in overtime last night and earned a complete hat trick. Now, let's talk weather, folks. It's another chilly one today with a high of 10 and a low of 2 degrees Celsius. The Haida Gwaii is buckling down on the BC coast, and we're in for wind gusts of up to 110 kilometers an hour today. Residents are being asked to secure any loose objects and expect some wind damage as well. The winds are expecting to die down tonight, but stay inside to be safe and pack up everything in your yards. And starting tomorrow, we're in for a ton of rainfall up until Monday. That's 5 days of full rain. Bundle up and don't forget your umbrellas. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenny Sung, and those were your sport and news updates. Sayonara.
When I tell people that I studied journalism, they immediately say, oh, you want to be a reporter. But I think, in my case personally, I really want to go into magazines, PR, social media. And I think here at school we learn a lot of skills that allow you to go into that world, because you learn how to write for social media, social content, for websites,